Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I'm all set to tell you about a cool Japanese movie that's full of action and takes place after something really big happened on Earth. Get ready to dive into Attack on Titan. But hey, be warned, I might spill some spoilers, so proceed with caution. Cue the music. Picture this. More than 100 years back, these huge, scary creatures called Titans just popped out of nowhere. And guess what? They weren't friendly at all. They liked snacking on humans. Yep, we are no longer the top of the food chain. So the number of humans started shrinking. Even though these titans wiped out many civilizations, humanity didn't figure out how to fight back against them. Instead, they decided to play it safe and put up massive walls. Think walls taller than these titans, forming a protective circle around a place to keep them out. These were two walls, one inside the other, like a double layer of defense. The outer one was known as the outer district and the inner one was known as the inner district. People living inside these walls could finally breathe easy and live without constantly looking over their shoulders. But hold up, those walls didn't guarantee complete safety. Even after a century, people were still scared of those titans. Now let's meet the star of our show, a young guy named Aaron Yeager. He lives in the outer district and dreams big. He wants to go beyond those walls, see what's out there, especially the oceans and the seas. Aaron's always talking about these wild ideas to his buddies Armin and Mikasa. One day, they decide to check out on the wall up close and personal. Their plan, climb it and peek to the other side. But whoa, when they get there, the wall's size leaves them speechless. Armin and Mikasa are like, hold on, what if titans are still around? But Aaron's like, nah, it'll probably be 100 years. They're probably history by now. Just as they're debating, bam, Border Patrol shows up. They're in trouble for getting too close to the wall. Aaron, being super protective of his friends, starts a scuffle with the cops. He doesn't even care that he would end up in a big trouble for it. Out of nowhere, Captain Suda arrives and stops the fight. He calms everyone down and says he'll handle the situation. Suda gets with Aaron's all about freedom and he calls out Aaron for acting like a kid. Then comes the big reveal. There's a military plan to explore beyond the walls. The government sends some soldiers to check out so that Aaron doesn't have to risk his life. Just as they're talking, a massive explosion shakes everything up, an earthquake follows, and the ground starts trembling. The group quickly steps back, and the wall aggressively shifts, and then witnesses a jaw-dropping sight, a massive titan on the other side. It lets out a piercing screech and starts forcefully kicking the wall. The patrol officers stand there in fear, helpless against this enormous creature. With a mighty crash, the titan finally breaks through the wall, disappearing into a cloud of smoke. Everything falls silent for a few heartbeats, and then everyone's terror, more of these creatures flood into the city. The soldiers try to fight back by the cannonballs, but the titans shrug off the attacks as they're nothing. Their wounds heal incredibly fast, showing their crazy regeneration powers. Soon, the titans reach the soldiers, and a gruesome scene unfolds as they start devouring the soldiers one by one. Desperation sets in, and one soldier even takes his own life, thinking it's better than being torn apart by these monsters. Panic spreads like wildfire as people run for their lives. The titans wreak havoc, demolishing houses and grabbing anyone they can get into their hands. In the chaos, Armin gets lost in the middle of the crowd. Aaron and Mikasa sprint towards the town church, where people plan to seek refuge. In the middle of all this, Mikasa spots a little child in danger of being trampled in the middle of crowd. She rushes to rescue the child, but in doing so, she gets separated by Aaron. Aaron manages to get inside the church, but the entrance is shut right after it, leaving them cut off from the chaos outside. From the church window, Aaron watches in horror as his closest friend Mikasa faces a female titan with terrifying teeth. Mikasa understands that there are no escaping this. She lowers her head, bravely accepting her fate. Suddenly, a deafening explosion rocks the scene, throwing everyone inside the church backward. When Aaron regains his senses and looks outside, Mikasa and the titan are nowhere to be seen. He rushes out, desperately searching for her, only to find the once thriving city now reduced to ruins. As he turns around, the sight of the titans tearing the church apart and devouring everyone inside paints a devastating picture. Aaron roams through the ruined city, his hope replaced by a deep sense of despair. Fast forward 2 years later, all the survivors from the previous Titan attack are relocated to their inner district. The military is now strategizing to reclaim the outer district, which is lost to the Titans. With a flood of refugees now settled in the inner district and the outer fertile lands abandoned, a new problem emerges: food shortage. People are starting to die from starvation. If this continues, everyone's fate is sealed and they'll succumb to hunger. The only chance for survival is to take back the outer district, mend the broken wall, and regain control. The military's leader, Director Q-Wall, sets up and delivers an emotional speech to the soldiers. He introduces a young woman named Hans, the head expert of the troops and the brain behind a new weapon. Hans showcases an innovative gadget called the Omnidirectional Mobility Gear. She claims it's a game changer against the Titans. However, things take a shocking turn when she accidentally attacks her own comrades during the demonstration. In the middle of the military assembly, we catch a glimpse of Aaron and Armin. These two managed to survive the Titan attack 2 years ago and have now joined the military. Aaron's got the burning desire to revenge against the Titans for taking away the woman he loved, Mikasa. Captain Suda also survived the earlier attack. He's taken a different path. He lost his sense of purpose and now works as a food distributor in his army. His life has taken a dark turn, accompanied by alcohol. The soldiers devise a plan to invade the outer district at night, capitalizing on the Titans' sleepiness time. Their goal is to seal the path that allowed the Titans to invade By doing so, they'll cut off the entryway to new Titans and create an opportunity to wipe out the remaining ones. The mission is clear: recapture the district and end the Titan threat once and for all. Hans gives the command to move forward cautiously and keep quiet as the Titans are sensitive to sound. The entrance to the outer district opens and the army drives out the military vans. However, the captain suddenly orders them to halt the vehicle, sensing something ahead. Soldiers scan the surroundings and discover cows wandering through the city. Hina, one of the soldiers, hears the baby's cry and decides to investigate, even though it's risky. Aaron follows her and they end up in a ruined building. As they move deeper, the crying suddenly becomes distinct. Looking up, they are horrified by the sight of a colossal baby Titan devouring a human. The baby Titan falls nearby and starts crying, sending them fleeing in terror. Back with the soldiers, a panic sets in due to the noise, but the captains insist on staying quiet to avoid attracting Titans. Out of nowhere, a massive hand emerges, grabbing the captain. The Titans are awake, and danger looms. Aaron and Hina run towards the group, and a huge Titan chasing them. They attempt to reach the vehicles, but Commander Hubel takes off their vehicles and weapons. Hans, still inside the vehicle, directs the group to an abandoned building nearby. As the soldiers rush toward the building, Titans surround them. Just as escape seems impossible, the savior appears. It is Shikishima, the Titan killer and captain of the scout arraignment. He uses a swinging device to strike the Titan's weak spot behind their necks, causing them to evaporate upon death. Shikishima is accompanied by a female skilled partner, and Aaron is stunned to see that it is Mikasa. However, she pays him no mind and smiles at Shikishima. Together, Shikishima and Mikasa lead their soldiers to the building. It turns out Commander Hubel has established Shikishima's help for the mission. Shikishima saved Mikasa's life and taught her how to battle Titans, and they've become partners in this Titan-invested world. Mikasa's experiences have toughened her, and she's distanced herself from her past life. Later, a soldier blames Aaron for attracting the Titans earlier and endangering them all. As the danger escalates, a heated argument breaks out among the soldiers. Mikasa sets up to mediate and break up the fight. Shikishima, intrigued by Aaron, asks him his name and displays his authority by inviting Aaron to have a private chat. In their conversation, Aaron expresses a desire to learn how to kill the Titans and blames them for their predicament. Shikishima challenges Aaron's perspective, claiming that humanity's fear and reluctance to fight trapped them, not the Titans. He taunts Aaron, calling him a coward and provoking him to overcome his fear and fight for freedom. Seeking out Mikasa, Aaron finds her playing a broken piano. He tries to reconnect with her, but she appears distant and reveals how the loss of baby she cared for changed her. Mikasa exposes a bite mark, a testament to the horrors she endured during the Titan attack. Their moment is interrupted by Shikishima, who affectionately feeds Mikasa an apple. Heartbroken, Aaron exits and releases his agony and scream. The love he sought to avenge is now unrecognizable. Hina approaches Aaron, providing comfort as they return to the building. In another moment, Hina shares her emotional story about her daughter back in the inner district. However, her attempt to seduce Aaron takes a dark turn as they are interrupted by a Titan's eye staring through a window. Suddenly, the Titan grabs Hina, leaving Aaron helpless as his friend is devoured. More Titans approach the building. Shikishima and Mikasa experience allows them to eliminate most Titans, but others are injured due to the lack of combat training. The explosives are a crucial asset, and Commander Hubel urges the soldiers to protect them. Meanwhile, the couple previously seen making out is attacked, leading to the man's death. The grieving woman vows revenge and plans to sacrifice herself. She jumps onto a vehicle carrying explosives, steering it towards the Titan responsible for her lover's death. The explosion blows off the Titan's leg as they regrow rapidly. The only way to defeat them is to hit their weak spot. While others fight, Aaron remembers Shikishima's earlier advice and uses his gear to join the battle. Though he struggles at first, he scores his first kill, all of it under Shikishima's guidance. Unfortunately, he loses balance and crashes into another Titan's mouth, losing a leg in process. Aaron saves himself by jumping onto a rooftop. Armin gets caught by a Titan as he tries to escape, but the others rush to his aid. Aaron, despite his injuries, courageously tries to help. He manages to hold onto the Titan's open mouth as Armin hangs on the edge. Just as Armin is about to be swallowed, Aaron drops into the Titan's stomach, joining a grim scene. Just as Armin is about to be swallowed, Aaron drops into the Titan's stomach, joining a grim scene of deceased individuals, including Hina. Meanwhile, Mikasa and the others find themselves on the rooftop, where Armin breaks the devastating news of Aaron's death. Mikasa struggles to conceal her emotions, visibly saddened by the loss. Fueled by fury, she launches herself at the Titan, single-handedly eliminating each one. However, her gear's fuel depletes mid-action, causing her to plummet to the ground. The Titan that had consumed Aaron earlier closes on in Mikasa, ready to strike. Suddenly, a hand bursts out of the Titan's mouth, triggering an explosive eruption. Another Titan emerges from the remains, turning against its own kind and symmetrically killing them. Astonished, the surviving soldiers watch in disbelief as they recognize that their new Titan is, in fact, Aaron. After dealing with the other Titans, Aaron, now in Titan form, aggressively approaches the building. He appears to have lost his sense of self and begins attacking everyone in sight. Terrified, the soldiers retreat, but Mikasa bravely calls out Aaron's name. His recognition of her dawns slowly, and he regains his memory as he gazes at her. However, Aaron's transformation takes another turn. He collapses to the ground and starts to evaporate, much like the other Titans. Mikasa acts swiftly, slicing open his weak spots as the human Aaron emerges from within his Titan's form. To everyone's astonishment, Arren's leg has regenerated as the Titan's remarkable healing abilities. As the final Titan dissipates, Arren gradually regains consciousness. Two important lessons that can be learned from the movie are: number 1, facing fear and adversity. The movie illustrates the importance of confronting fear and adversity. Characters like Arren, Mikasa, and the soldiers in the story must overcome their fear of the Titans and dire situations they face. It teaches us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, finding the courage to stand up and fight back is crucial for survival and progress. Number 2, consequences of cowardice and inaction. The movie portrays the consequences of inaction and cowardice. The character's initial reluctance to fight against the Titans led to the catastrophic results with the loss of lives and the city's devastation. This highlights the importance of taking initiative, making difficult decisions, and being protective when faced with threats, as avoiding action can harm to later greater harm. So guys, this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this explanation of the movie. So guys, that's all for today. Take care, enjoy.